Good afternoon, crypto family. So, we've seen some very exciting news over the past 24 hours, and we're going to cover exactly what that means for price and what we see happening in the short term. So, to start off, let's take a look at the altcoin market cap. So, we can currently see that on the 4 hour, this looks like a really significant level of resistance that we're hitting right now, right? So we're expecting the altcoin market cap to get rejected from this level of resistance. And when market cap pulls back, it should trigger some of the altcoin entries that we have in place. Great. So a second thing we're keeping an eye out for on the altcoin side is we can see that market cap Bitcoin dominance has broken out of the symmetrical triangle, and we're currently at the bottom leg of this symmetrical triangle. So if we see a breakdown from here, which is extremely likely seeing that we have the 200 and the 50-day moving average above us, it is a signification of alt season. So a breakdown from here would likely see Bitcoin dominance dropping from about 66 to about 64.5%, which would yield a really nice pump in altcoins, which we think should play out in the next few days, potentially a week. Great, so let's jump straight into it. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at Bitcoin. This is our macro symmetrical triangle. These two purple lines are our parallel channel. And between these two blue lines here is our current flagging structure that we're in. Right, so what is Bitcoin telling us? Let's zoom in, and we can see that the PayPal news that we saw yesterday really pumped price, right? We were looking at price getting rejected from this 96.50 level, and we saw some signs of weakness right before that news came out, and it pumped us straight above the 96.50 level and also above this trend line that goes straight through this uptrending black line that goes straight through our flag. So what does that mean? Well, it appears that price is finding support on this trend line, but this doesn't seem sustainable, which is why we still like our entry. So we can see that this candle is signifying to us that price is in fact being rejected from this 96.50 level, and a rejection would pull price straight back into our entry, which is what we're looking for. And to further signify that there isn't much real strength in Bitcoin at the moment, we can see that throughout this bull flag structure where we've been trading between these two blue lines, we can see that volume has been steadily declining, right? We can see the volume here is a lot higher than the volume here, which is a lot higher than the volume here, and this volume is higher than this volume. So you can see that there's a steady decline in volume, which really is a bearish sign. So that aids to our opinion that a pullback is on the cards. As long as that pullback maintains above 9.3, we are perfectly fine. So that is our short-term view on Bitcoin. We don't see the support holding, and the reason being is we can see that we've got a decline in volume. We don't really have any bias coming from the RSI, which is pretty much dead center. So in Bitcoin terms, we're looking for a pullback to the 9.5 level, or if price can show some strength at this 96.50 level, perhaps this candle will be a successful retest of this trend line. And if that is the case, we'll look to re-enter at about 96.50 for the move up to about 10,000. So that's our short-term view on Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at some of our favorite alts. So Ethereum has actually pumped straight into a significant level of resistance. We can see that this 247 level has quite consistently been rejecting price. And we pump straight into that level, and it looks now as though we're being rejected. A rejection from this level would likely take price to about 236. And we will be looking to get a long entry around there, especially with the bullish sentiment in the altcoin market at the moment. Another trade that we have on the books is a Litecoin long, And we can see here on the daily that Litecoin is in this symmetrical triangle structure, and we look like we've been rejected from the 50-day moving average. We can see that rejection currently playing out, and that should reject price all the way back into our entry. So let's just take a little bit of a closer view, and we can see that we're getting some confirmation of this as well, right? We've got the 200 daily exponential moving average on the 4-hour, the 200 exponential moving average on the 4-hour, which is a significant level of resistance. And we can see that, right? It rejected price here, it rejected price here, rejected price here, and it looks like we're rejecting price here as well. So this just further leads to the case that a pullback into our entry is the most likely case. And once we see that pullback, a potential retest of this 200 exponential moving average and the top of this triangle is most likely on the cards. The final altcoin we're going to take a look at is Tezos, one of my personal favorites, and we can see that we're currently in this descending triangle structure, right? This flat line at the bottom and this downtrending trend line gives us this descending triangle, and that's here on the daily. But if we jump into the 4-hour, it becomes a little clearer that once again it looks like we've been rejected by the 200 daily exponential moving average and the top of this descending triangle. So a rejection from here should pull us back to the bottom of this, which would trigger our entry. And we'll ride that entry back to a retest of the top of the structure and potentially look to enter another trade on the breakout and retest there. So that's your flash market update for today. We hope you guys are keeping well and keep an eye on the group.